welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to go over something that I think you should avoid when taking trade setups using smart money trading concepts. As always, just before we get into it, make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, and follow me on Instagram to keep up to date with what I do on a day-to-day basis. So now that that's out of the way, let's get straight into it. Essentially, today's lesson goes over the fundamental concept of smart money trading called liquidity and why it is so important when taking a trade. So dropping down to the 5-minute time frame, we can see that we have a build-up of liquidity to the downside, and I'll mark it out right now. So we have this build-up of liquidity. We also have a build-up of liquidity over here as well. Price took Asian low, pushed to the upside, took Asian high, and then created liquidity and then pushed higher. And what I was looking for, which was wrong in terms of my bias, was a continuation of Euro USD to the upside to complete this price range. So dropping back down to the 5-minute, I was actually looking for buys and I wanted price to maintain this bullish structure over here. However, the market was telling us that it didn't want to continue to push to the upside as it had liquidity it wanted to target in this area here and this area over here. So if we drop down to the lower time frame, so the 3-minute time frame, we can see we have a clear order block with an imbalance above. This is what it looks like when it is marked out. Now dropping down to the 1-minute time frame, which is what I use to refine this area, we have this order block. So we have an order block here and we can see we have more liquidity built up. So price is likely to violate this order block, take this liquidity and continue down to take this liquidity built up here in the form of trendline liquidity and this liquidity here in the form of equal lows or relatively equal lows. So then let's see what price does. So as we can see, price continues to the downside, filling that imbalance and then tapping in to our order block over here. At this point, we're expecting a reaction to the upside because it's an order block and that's what I was expecting. And once I was in this position, probably around this point here, I noticed that we had equal lows directly below it. And that's when I knew that this trade wasn't going to work out. As we can see, price messed around a little bit before violating the order block and then stopping me out of my position and then continued to purge this liquidity. It didn't stop there and continued to push further to the downside after an extensive pullback. Now trades could have been taken by myself at this point where I knew price was moving down to purge these liquidity pools over here, and so I could have taken a continuation trade to the downside as soon as price gave us a pullback, and an entry would have been around this point. As we can see, price continued down and started to move a lot more impulsively, revealing the true direction the market wants to go in. And we can see finally this liquidity pool here is purged and price now has completed the move it wanted to do. So essentially what we had was price was moving up to the upside and it left liquidity to the downside. And what happened was, in a very basic example, we had an order block over here, but we also had liquidity below in the form of equals. And so what the market did was it disrespected this order block and violated it and then went and grabbed the liquidity below the order block. So the lesson to take away from this is not to take a trade when you have liquidity above or below an order block, and higher time frame liquidity pools such as equals and trendline liquidity is what price likes to target over lower time frame liquidity pools. So thank you for watching. I hope my loss today, which was only around 0.25%, can turn into a lesson that you can learn from and avoid making the same mistake that I did. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, add me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video.